Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignertechtips.com. Well, today we're going to be building a sort of full width section that when you click on a button it flips up or pops up another section. Now we're using the Divi Supreme modules to do this today. It comes in two versions, a Pro version and a Lite version, which is free. If you want to take either for a test drive, you can do so from my link below this video. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is enable the Visual Builder. Once enabled, let's go down to where we want to work. I'll go down to where I was. I've got a section here with a row inside of it and a flip module inside. So I'm going to get rid of the row, trash the whole thing. We'll add a new row to our section. I'm going to have single column. Divi comes as standard with all the light grey modules here. When you install Divi Supreme Pro, you get another 42 of these awesome modules which really do enhance the Divi theme. And today I'm going to use a Supreme Flipbox. First thing it's going to do is ask you to add a new item. We need a sort of front and a back, or a top and bottom if you will, the section that we want to see and then the section that we want to pop up. So in the text, I'll leave the title just like that. I won't put a subtitle in. I'll put a bit more content in. I've got some Lorem Ipsum dummy text here. And I'll paste a bit of it in there. There we go. It's a little more to deal with there. And let's go on down and we'll give our little card a background here, or a little section a background. Let's give this one a background image. I'll make it dark so we can see text on top of it. Great, fantastic. Now let's add an icon as well. I'm going to say use icon, flip the little button to on. We're still on the content tab. Choose whatever icon you want to add. I'm going to add an exclamation mark. How about that? There it is up there. Now I want to centralize our text so we can see it and make it white, and then I want to make our flip box a bit bigger. So I'm going to go down to I'm on the design tab. I'm going to go down to text. I'm going to center it, and you've got vertical alignment, which is going to always center it in the middle of our background there, which is perfect. I'm going to leave mine on. You can put it on top, center, or bottom. I'm going to leave mine on center. I've aligned the text to the center. I want it to be light in color. I also want my icon to be light in color, so if we slide up a bit to the top there, I'll give it a white color. Great. And we'll save that. Now we're back in the main Flipbox settings. Let's go to our design. I'm going to go to sizing. I'm going to make this 500 pixels tall. So our first setting in the sizing in the main settings is right here. I'm just going to give it 500. It's 200 by default. There we go. Everything seems to fit in there nicely. And once I make this full screen, it'll fit in there even better. Okay, I'm going to give my text a little padding left and right, still on the design tab. Let's make that heading a little bit bigger. We want to go back to our content, to go back into our first section here, or first Flipbox card, however you want to call it. I'm going to go to design, I'm going to go to title text. I'm going to make it semi-bold. I'm going to capitalize it, and I'm going to make it a lot bigger too. We could have done this in the main one. It would have done both of them at the same time, which would have worked. That's great. I also want a button that says more info there. So back in our content, first tab, we go down to button. What do we want it to say? More content. Button URL. I'm just going to put a hashtag in there because the button click is actually going to flip the box or slide the new section in on top. So I'll just put a hashtag in there and the button turns up. Mine's purple because that's the way I've got it set up in my theme customizer. And let's just give our text a little more space either side. So I'm going to go down Again, on Design tab, I'm going to go down to Spacing right here. And I'm going to give it padding top and bottom. Let's give it, well, I'll leave it where it is because we're centralizing it in the thing. And I'm going to give it padding left of 100 and padding right of 100. Just put in the number, it'll put in the pix for you, hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side for you. Okay, well that's looking good now. So let's duplicate it and get the other side going. And to do that, I just need to save this. There's our card. I'm going to clone it with the little 2 boxes right there. I'm going to go into the second one. I'm going to change that background, as I haven't really got any real content, so I'll just put in some dummy content. Let's get rid of that image on the background. If we flip now, you'll hardly see anything. And let's give it a gradient. I'll make it a simple gradient. And just make it blue and black. There we go. And let's just flip our contents around and add a little more content to it also. So while we're still on the Content tab, let's go into the text. And I'll add a couple of more paragraphs underneath of my dummy text here. There we go. And that's filling it out pretty well. I've kind of spilled off the end, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my icon on the left and I'm going to left align the text, which should give us some more room. And once I spread this out full width, everything should fit nicely. So I'm going to go to my Design tab. I'm going to go to the text. I'm going to say left align. Remember, we're on the flip side now, so everything's left aligned there. If I go up to my icon above that, I can put that on the left as well. Image and icon. Let's put that one on the left. There we go. That gives us a little more space to work with. And I'd also like to have some padding top and bottom, so I'm going to give it a bit more padding top and bottom. We didn't actually give our original any because it seemed to fit so nicely. Still on the design, let's go down to spacing, and I'm going to give it 100 top and bottom as well. That's better. It looks a little cramped here. It's not going to actually show up because we've told it it's 500 pix. So let's make this thing full width now. So let's just save our card. And let's put it on the flip style that we want. So that in the main module now, let's go to our design and we'll go down to animation at the bottom. I don't want it to trigger on hover. I want it to trigger on click. I don't want it to trigger when they click the whole thing. I want it to actually trigger when they click the button. And I don't want it to flip, I just want it to slide up. So there's slide, you've got zoom, zoom and fade below. I'm going to use slide and slide up, that's fine. Animation speed is 0.6 of a second, so that's going to work for me, that's fine. There we go. Now let's just space this out and see if we need to tweak it any to make it look better. So I'm going to save Flipbox settings. I'm going to go into the actual row itself here, little cog. I'm going to go to the Design tab, to Sizing, and I'm going to make the width 100%. I'm going to copy the 100% and paste it in the max width just below, or you can just type it in if you prefer. And as you can see, that is now full width and everything fits a lot better. So I think that's going to work absolutely perfectly for me. The only other thing is I've got a bit of a gap between the top of my section and the bottom of my row, it looks like. Let's just save the row so we can actually see that. Yeah, so I've got a bit of padding there on the row and a bit of padding on the section. So let's go into the section, go into the spacing, and make sure there's no padding there by putting a 0 top and bottom. That's taking that away obviously. And I think we've still got a little bit on the row. We do, so we can eliminate that exactly the same way. We'll go into the row, the green cog, to design, to spacing again, and we'll put padding 0 and 0. And that should be it. Let's save our changes. Save the page. And exit the Visual Builder. There we go, and let's roll on down to where we were. There's our little section, and if you want to click on the More Content button, there it is. And I guess we could change the button to say More Info, click on it and it pops up and back or something like that. But that's entirely up to you. But that's not a nice little flip up section. Really easy to do with the Divi Supreme modules. So I hope you've enjoyed that today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.